Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. So I was sitting down to wrap presents. I was gonna kind of do a bit of a wrap presents with me and give you a plant paradox update, but I honestly think that I'm gonna get really off track if I try to do both those things at the same time. So I'm gonna update you and then I'm gonna wrap presents and hopefully it will all work out. I have the fan on. I'm really hoping that it's not like super loud. I'm kind of warm today. So I have my little list of questions right here. I'm going to update you on everything since the last time I kind of told you about Plant Paradox and what was going on. And then I'll kind of chat about what I got at Black Friday too. So let's get into it. Black Friday is kind of all around me right now, so I'll knock that out first because that's the fun stuff. I purchased a lot of stuff online. Actually, I did a lot of the pre-sale stuff. So I bought a lot of DVDs and things like that. Those are where I tend to buy stuff. I bought a couple of gifts and one thing that I will be giving away, and it's over here on the floor. I was gonna wrap it. And that will be coming up soon. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do, because there's going to be at least 3 to 4 giveaways over the next month, and I'm really excited about that. But I'm going to do some kind of vlogmas. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like yet, but I will kind of walk you through things as I see them or have them. Bear, no thank you. He's sitting outside my door. So Plant Paradox update. How long has it been? I think that my last date on it was October 28th. So it's just not December. It's Wednesday the 29th. So it's been about a month since I started doing Plant Paradox. How much weight have I lost? Not much. I honestly, probably only a couple of pounds. I've been doing more regular yoga. So I've said before, when it comes to progress and stuff, I don't honestly, weight is something that I will look at occasionally, but I know that inches or how my body is shaped in progress photos really changes for me, and that's where I can see results. So that's what I really look at. So I've lost maybe 4 inches since that initial measurement, but that's in the places that I'm measuring. So I looked at progress photos the other day, and I've noticed that there are certain places that I was carrying weight that I didn't realize that I was carrying weight, and that those places are different now. So progress photos are really kind of the best way to see where and how your body is changing. I'm also still doing the sweat program app, the yoga one, and I can see how I'm progressively getting better, or how it's toning and shaping my body differently. So for me, the weight and the inches are great to see, and yes, I have goals there, but just the overall healthiness of it, that's where we're at. What have I noticed is different about my body? Like I said, there are certain things that I have lost more interest in that I didn't realize I was carrying weight, like my lower back. I noticed that's different. My legs are more toned, my arms are more toned, my arms are getting stronger, just general stuff like that. And then let's see, I don't want to rush through this and update you overwhelmingly. What do I find easiest about the program? So if this is your first video with me and you're like, what the heck is Plant Paradox? So I will put the yes no list in the description box below. As far as easiest, I say it's easiest when I'm at home. Like most programs, it's always easier when you're in your own space and you can know and you can predict and things like that. I have my routines when I'm at home. I have an idea of what I keep on hand. I really keep on hand the things that I can reach for. So making lunch, making dinner, whatever, that's not necessarily that difficult. I don't tend to get too crazy with it. Where in the past, I've done lots of planning and prepping and whatever. I'm really just kind of a on the fly right now. I'm not super into meal planning, super into meal prep. I just make sure that I know that we have enough food to be able to get me through whatever amount of time. And so as far as easiest, getting a hold of the vegetables I need, that's really great. I noticed that you definitely really shop the perimeter of the store as I've progressively done it. But I feel like what I found the most challenging is probably, or what I've seen as more difficult, is probably a bigger bulk of everything. One of the things they note in the program is that you are what they eat, meaning if you're cutting out grains, you're cutting out this, you're cutting out whatever, but then you're still eating the chicken or the fish or whatever you're eating that has eaten those grains, you're still getting them in your diet. So I've noticed that as far as getting pasture raised things, that's a bit more difficult, at least on a budget. For me, I live in a smaller town And you know, if you live in a bigger city, I've seen where people have said that they have had no difficulty shopping for stuff. But I just think that some of the prices for things like that, like you can find them in Whole Foods and that's fine, but they seem a little unfeasible for me, at least in what I want to pay. And I don't want to push stuff on you guys that you feel like it's just like, I could never do that, I could never afford that, that's like out of my range, because that's not helpful to you. And I want this to be an approachable thing, and as I'm doing it, I also want to kind of come at it from that budget side. So we've started doing Butcher Box. I literally just got it in the mail today. I'll let you know how it goes. It seems like it's going to be the more affordable option as far as sourcing, you know, chicken, and then if anybody else in the house wants other stuff. And then we also buy our seafood locally, and that's all wild caught. So that works for us. We buy in bulk. I've mentioned that before, but yeah. So the difficulties there in finding that. Traveling has been a bit more challenging, I think, because I get out of my perspective of what I can and can't have and what's available to me, and then I just see everything. But breakfast is one of those things that was kind of more difficult. I filmed when I went to Birmingham, and I'll put that vlog on the screen for you guys now if you want to watch that. And I mentioned that breakfast was an issue there. Like, I was just waiting to eat until lunch because I was having such a issue with it. So when I went to Atlanta like a week ago, I made muffins ahead of time, and that was the key in saving me, because then I just had a go-to option. And I like to pack breakfast when I travel anyways. Breakfast is one of those things for me that it's so hit or miss. And so I've always found that breakfast is more difficult when I travel anyways, and then I end up paying more than I really want to pay. That's just one of those meals. I feel like it's a really great way to kind of maximize on your budget when you travel, is to pack your own breakfast or to pack an option. It's not that difficult to do like protein powder in a shaker, or in my case, I pre-made like a batch of muffins that was enough I made sure I had one each morning, and that was enough to give me energy in the morning to make sure I had a solid breakfast option, and then I could get to lunch. So traveling and the breakfast is a bit more difficult. How am I handling the holidays? I definitely will say that I haven't been fully like on program for the last month, so that's probably contributed to some of my like stagnantness in certain places, particularly because I've had to travel a bit, and I let myself indulge a little bit more. So holiday wise, I definitely wasn't as on track with it as I should have been. And the problem with that was, for me, is that I went to Atlanta the weekend before, and then I had Thanksgiving, so it was almost like this week of just it was a lot of not being on track, and I could feel the difference. So the holidays haven't been perfect for me, but you know, this is a lifestyle. Like I've said, anytime you're doing anything like this, you're making lifestyle changes, and I'm learning and adapting and kind of seeing how my body reacts to stuff. So, and I have certain things where it's like, that's not even like a bridge I will cross. Like, I'm still not eating soy. That's a huge deal for me, because I'm trying to make sure that my hormones are like not having a party on their own. So not having soy. I have had some, you know, rice and some popcorn. Those aren't ideal for me, and I've had a little more sugar than I normally would, and there are things that I can tell the difference. I feel like my teeth don't feel as strong as I want them to feel right now, and that's a huge goal for me, is to heal my teeth. I definitely noticed that when I was in Atlanta, I had way more chocolate than I normally did, and I could feel how sluggish I was. I don't tend to feel that tired and like I need a nap and that sluggish. I'm pretty even leveled on energy as far as like normally traveling, but I felt like I had worn myself out, and part of that was due to me not eating as well. So I feel like I've learned a lot about how my body reacts to stuff, and like the choices that I need to make, and what that looks like. But I really want to get to the place again where I'm like straight about it for the 6-week period, you know, whatever I need to do to get to my goals, so I can really kind of test how my body reacts to certain stuff. For me, I'm doing this to heal my hormones and heal my teeth. Those are huge for me. So my hormones, I think, are pretty solid. I've said that before. I feel like I'm doing pretty okay there. My breakouts only really kind of come whenever it's like around that time of the month. And I use Clue, which is a tracking app. I've used it for the past couple months just so that I have an idea, so I can see some kind of predictability, and that, you know, so that I know if what I'm doing holistically isn't working, that I can go and have all that information with me to take to somebody else. So it definitely, I can see, like, I can kind of see if I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm breaking out, or oh, I'm having this issue, what's going on. But for the most part, that's been pretty chill. So I've said before, you know, and probably in a couple weeks, maybe after the new year, I'll really break down what I've done myself as far as supplements and diet changes and the things I think were like instrumental in helping me kind of level out my hormones on my own. But honestly, you know, that's what's worked for me, and it depends. It's going to depend on what your hormone levels are and what issues you're having. So far, you know, it's not been that difficult. You know, like anything else, it's a lifestyle. It's an like you're adapting it. I definitely feel like for me, over the past couple of years and over the past several months, I'd progressively moved into this place of doing this. And so, and the biggest struggle there is reshaping what you would normally reach for. You know, zucchini was a backup for me. That's not something I'm having right now. You know, cucumber. The little things that are like your natural gravitations is kind of breaking those habits of being like, okay, let's go this way. So my next kind of phase in all of that is to rein in my starches a little bit. Because I want to make sure that my teeth have the best option for healing. I really want to create a morning smoothie that I love, that kind of balances and maximizes on everything. I haven't really played with that. I did a couple weeks ago and I really didn't like it. I didn't have a lot of good choices in it, so it wasn't the best smoothie, but it's a trial and error kind of thing. It's definitely something I want to build as a lifestyle, and there are certain things that I miss. I think I miss, you know, my smoothie bowls. I miss having that as an option, and hopefully there are things that I'll be allowed to kind of add back in its own way in time. But for now, you know, this is the path that I'm taking to heal my body, and that kind of keeps me motivated. So I think that is all I have to update you guys on today. I am going to try to knock out wrapping some of these presents while I'm already on the floor. And yeah, I have quite a bit to do today. So it has been one of those crazy weeks. There's a new post on the blog. I put it up today. It was supposed to go up yesterday. I've been having website issues this week. So if things don't look right, I'm sorry. I promise we're trying to fix it. And yeah, I will have a new video up on Sunday. And then I believe that I'm adding, it's going to be Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday for the month of December. Going to try to add in an extra one. I don't do a lot of crazy stuff right now, so I don't want to like bore you with my everyday life, but I do want to add a little bit more Christmas spirit in. So if I feel like I'm traveling more and there's some extra, I'll add in a bonus video, but I don't know that it'll be anything crazy. And I do plan on adding an extra post on the blog as well. So instead of 3 days a week, you will be 4 posts a week. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful week. I love you all. I'm so glad that you're here. If you aren't already subscribed to this channel, please click that button. It means the world to me. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I will do another update for Plant Paradox maybe at the end of January. I don't want to bore you too much with it. You know, I'll touch base with it, but I'll do another like full sit down update then, and kind of talk you through it that way. If any of you start it maybe at the beginning of the year, you can kind of all touch base with me and tell me where you're at too. So if you aren't already subscribed, like I said, please click that button, give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you turn on the notifications, click that bell so you will get notified every time I post a new video. I am giving away stuff on the blog and on my Instagram this month, so make sure you check that out as well, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.